How's it going, Jets fans? It's Ryan Rand and Ali Ashraf here, coming to you on this Monday afternoon with some recent buzz on the Jets offensive coordinator search. Ali and I have some, cool stuff to go over here today on two of the most recent candidates the Jets have reportedly interviewed, and we're going to get into that. Before we do so, Ali, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, a little busy, but with the Jets, it's always busy. So, you know,
That is very true. Obviously, we discussed last week some of the candidates, and ever since there have been, two new reported interviews that the Jets have had. One that they held last week with Nathaniel Hackett, who spent last year with the Broncos. Obviously, it's pretty well documented the type of disaster that was in his 15 games there. They went 4-11. Did not look very good. Did not look like a head coach, but people obviously always ask the question: is this just a case of a guy being better off as an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator? And with Hackett, there's certainly some intrigue. I think you look before he got to the Broncos, his 3 years with the Packers, working alongside Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, there's a big connection there with Aaron and potential trades with him potentially being on the market, and how strongly he feels about Hackett. They were there and obviously won 2 MVPs the last 2 years that Hackett was there. And I think arguably his most impressive work to date really was what he did in 2017 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He had that offense ranked 6th overall in the NFL. They made it to the AFC Championship game. And the last point, to really make note of is that him and Robert Saleh do have prior connection from their time together with the Jags for 2 years. So there is a little bit of a relationship already established there. So Ali, what are some of your thoughts on Hackett?
it's about which quarterback they're trying to plan on bringing in, and then if Hackett wants to be with that quarterback, because obviously LaFleur and Wilson didn't work out. They were not on the same page at all. But this time around, you got to make it right. You have to make the quarterback and offense coordinator on the same page and know that they can make it work. And with Hackett, everyone's thinking Aaron Rodgers because he could be available. Um, and who knows? But with the Rodgers one, how old he is now, he wants to go win. Is he attracted by the Jets position? I'm not sure yet. I think it's still a pretty young team. It's not a win now team. He'd rather go to a contender right out of the gate. That's ready to go to playoff. So that's gonna be a hard connection to do, just because Hackett is gonna look for it also like that. He wants to go to a place where he's ready to go, and he could come in and be very good for us. But if he wants Rodgers, I don't know if Rodgers will come to New York. So that's the big question mark there. But if the Jets can get Hackett in there, I mean, he's a good offensive coordinator. We know what he could do and what his mindset is, and he has a connection with the coaching staff. So there's always a connection. They brought him for an interview, obviously. So we'll see if these interviews are going to ramp up as they come in. He's definitely a name to watch.
Definitely. I think you said it best. The big domino is really what does Aaron want, and what are the Packers kind of seeing at this point in time. So the second recent, candidate that the Jets have brought in over the last, couple of days has been, or they've been rumored at least to, have Clint Kubiak, the son of Gary Kubiak, lined up for an interview that was reported yesterday. Really the last couple of weeks, Gary Kubiak's name has kind of been floated around by Jets fans, media, beat reporters all alike. As the Jets potentially look to fill, that senior advisor role, offensive assistant, potential assistant head coach to Robert Saleh, someone like Kubiak with his experience. But, obviously there hasn't been a ton of buzz there ever since. And, now it's really his son, Clint, who actually spent last year with the Broncos. Clint has, been in the NFL for 9 years. He's had 2 different stints with both the Vikings and the Broncos. And over the last 4 years, he's gained some valuable experience coaching quarterbacks. He's been a passing game and an offensive coordinator. His 1 year as an OC was with the Vikings in 2021, and they were the 12th rated offense in the NFL. So, he's kind of similar to LaFleur. Like, he would bring a Shanahan type of system. He comes from that philosophy, that coaching tree. It would be probably somewhat similar, which I guess has some good things when you think of like Breece Hall, for example, and the zone running scheme and just how perfect of a fit that is. And then from there, the play action pass game and how important that is as a staple in that offense. So Clint Kubiak, a bit more of a fascinating, younger, more inexperienced, type of candidate that the Jets are interviewing. So Ali, what are some of your thoughts on Clint Kubiak?
Yeah, I mean, Clint Kubiak also, he worked under Hackett, so he knows a little bit. So they're kind of going through that tree of trying to interview everyone. But yeah, I mean, he was the passing game coordinator for the Broncos, and it's just been, it's not very intriguing. Obviously, he has Gary Kubiak to have the name, but sometimes name doesn't always work, and that's kind of what LaFleur happened, right? We thought it was coming from the Shanahan, and we thought LaFleur, oh, he's gonna be like his brother. It didn't work out that way. So it's about the Jets, how they want to approach this and who their quarterback are they eyeing. There's going to be a Derek Carr out there. There's going to be an Aaron Rodgers out there. There's going to be a Jimmy G out there. Which quarterback is going to fit one of these offensive coordinators, and who's going to be, because they even put a request for Joe Brady from the Bills. So there's so much going on with the Jets. And, there's reports coming out, like even yesterday, they were saying that the Jets are eyeing coordinators who are right now in the playoffs. So they're looking at stuff and waiting for the playoffs to end. So this could be a long process. This could go into February and maybe even into March before free agency, and just figure out who the right position is. Because again, Joe Douglas, Robert Salah, this year is a lot on them. If they don't make a move, they might get fired. So they have to make the right decision here. And they're going to go through a long, lengthy process. I think they already interviewed 7 candidates already. So they are going to keep interviewing these guys, bring into a second interview, because this is a very interesting position, because you are going for a quarterback offensive coordinator combo. And I don't think people are understanding how important this is right now and how long they're going to take, because if they want to go win some playoff games, they need to get these two positions correct and on the same page. So it's going to be a lengthy process for the Jets. I'm happy that they're doing that, and happy they're looking at every single scenario. But they are going for the big guns right now.
All your points, you really said perfectly. I think when you assess the situation for both Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, so much is at stake here, and just making sure that they get this hire right with so many, expectations going into 2023, having a pretty talented roster in place. It's really a quarterback away, and like you said, marrying that quarterback that they hope to get with this offensive coordinator that they hire, is a really big domino that's involved here. So, definitely a lot. And I think the point you hit home with, and it's also so spot on, is just you want to take your time with it, is interview as many candidates as you can, really keep your options open to whoever you find is the best possible candidate that they interview, and, really go from there. And that's how you're going to get this right. So tons of, offensive coordinator buzz currently surrounding the Jets. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, Jets fans. And Ali and I will be back with some more Fireside Jets content